Right, hello everybody, and welcome to a special Lions TV edition. Very special edition today, but first we hope you all keeping safe and well during this lockdown. We really want to see you back in the Lions Den, roaring on our great club very soon. So we hope you're all keeping safe and well. Like I say, it's a very special edition. With me, I have our beloved chairman and head coach, James Thompson, and our commercial director, Martin Anderson. James, are you there?
I'm here. Hello. How is everyone?
And we're good, thanks. Good, yeah, keeping well. How's yourself? We saw a couple of videos of you obviously getting humiliated by your own kids in the basketball net there. So how's that going?
Well, I'm trying to keep everyone's confidence up and doing the best I can. I think first of all, our best wishes and efforts to everyone affected by COVID-19 and all of the key workers that are keeping the country together. We hope everyone is safe and well, and that's from all at Teesside Lions.
Absolutely. Martin, I'm sure you echo those sentiments as well. Have you been, it's been hard for you in lockdown?
Yeah, I do echo those sentiments. It's an important thing to reiterate at the moment in time. Yes, strange times. Kind of we're used to that word now, aren't we? Everything unprecedented and all. Then we see in the press. But it's been busy as normal. There's been lots of things going on with the club behind the scenes, etc. So, you know, the time in lockdown hasn't been one just with our feet up watching Netflix quite every day. There's been much to do. So, you know, as I hope we'll talk about a bit more today and things. So, yeah, it's busy despite lockdown, and important thing everyone's keeping safe and doing what they need to do to ensure that we can get back to rolling the team on, as you say, as soon as possible.
Absolutely, and like you mentioned there, Martin, you guys have been busy behind the scenes. So I understand we've got two major announcements, exciting announcements to do today. The first of which, James, let's go to you.
Yeah, well, I think that as Martin said, we've been working hard behind the scenes. So in terms of lockdown, we haven't shut down shop. All activity in terms of basketball has stopped, and we've been doing our best to keep people's spirits up, making sure that we can try and encourage people to be healthy with the Stay Healthy with Lions campaign. But we've been working really hard behind the scenes to develop the club and make sure that we are in, if not as good a position, a better position when we do return. And I suppose the introduction of the next person is the exclamation mark on that statement. The news today is the signing of Great Britain coach Marc Steutel as the new head coach of Teesside Lions, and we will bring him in now.
Mark.
Hello.
Fantastic to meet you. Hopefully we'll get to meet you all of us get to meet you in person very soon once the new season starts, whenever that may be, and you know, whenever we come out of this lockdown. It's great to have you on board. Kind of be one of the first to say welcome to Teesside Lions Basketball Club. First of all, of course, how are you coping with the lockdown? You know, how are you getting your basketball fix?
So firstly, thanks, Simon. I really appreciate the kind words and the generous welcome. I've obviously been talking with James and Martin a little bit recently, kind of, you know, via the same way. So it's been trying to get the balance of meeting people virtually. But yeah, so thank you very much. You know, really appreciate it. Really excited. Really looking forward to the opportunity. Yeah, very strange times, and obviously, you know, I keep having to kind of give myself a little bit of a nudge and I say, you know, friends and family are healthy. You know, that's the most important thing. But like you say, I think most people in our game, in our sport, are junkies as such, and kind of live and breathe it 24/7. So there's been a massive boom in like online, you know, clinics, kind of podcasts, developments and stuff. So I actually feel like I've been, you know, extremely busy. I mean, I've been fortunate today to have a Zoom meeting with Brian Ashton, the former rugby coach it was different class. You know, there was a few coaches, basketball coaches, got together, and we've, you know, been fortunate to get some really good speakers in. So I've still been busy as such, you know, without kind of normal coaching, but still trying to, you know, kind of develop myself and so on. So yeah, strange times indeed.
Absolutely. So how did this come about, and how did Martin and James manage to get you on board? I know it wasn't James's dad jokes that charmed you, so it must have been Martin, I'm guessing.
I think credit to James and his persistence, and I think that is and I mean that, you know, like as a compliment. I think he's been very proactive in outlining the club, the structure, the vision, and obviously, you know, we've communicated a lot over the last kind of 12 months or so. You know, we've spoke longer, but more so about this. And you know, James kind of said, let's get together and have a chat with Martin, and, you know, been fortunate to have some meetings and, you know, really kind of ask, I guess, really detailed questions, you know, about everything that I guess I'm kind of looking for in a club. And I've been blown away by both James and Martin's approach. I think that, you know, I'm really excited about the dynamic of working with, you know, two really kind of driven, passionate people who are obviously successful in their own right in what they're doing. And I'm, you know, really, really pleased that, you know, they've said to come in and kind of trust me with the head coaching position. And you know, I'm really, really excited about the opportunity, the potential, you know, where the club's at, where the club's trying to get to.
That's great, Mark. What are your initial thoughts on the team? Because I've been thinking for a long time that we need basically better looking players, and I might know someone who, you know, fits that bill. No, seriously, like, are you thinking of bringing, like, you know, new players, or keeping the current team, or a bit of both? What's your initial thought?
Yeah, I think with anything, it's, you know, I've spoke to James and Martin about, you know, kind of the ethos of the club, and you know, the reality is that the senior men's team, from a basketball standpoint, are competing in Division 3 North. So we have to understand, you know, what the context of the league is, and you know, there's a range of teams from, you know, Myerscough that have got some, you know, some of the best Premier players in the country, you know, very athletic, very young, very skilled, and you know, Lancashire were obviously very successful in the league this year, and they've got, you know, former BBL players, NBL1 players, Josh Houghton, for example. So, you know, look, I've done my homework in looking at, you know, kind of who was successful in the league this year and what they have. I think that we just have to kind of take it step by step, particularly with the COVID stuff. You know, we want to keep the core and of the, you know, the guys that have represented the club positively this season. You know, so we want to ensure that people have still got, you know, an opportunity to represent the club positively. But, you know, I think my job is to make sure that we're obviously performing, and if there's, you know, there's competition in the squad for, you know, certain positions, certain players, certain roles, and we can add some talent to the squad, then yeah, you know, I'd love to do that. So I think, you know, following this announcement, I'll be working with, you know, there's a lot of players in the northeast, there's a lot of local players, and then, you know, if there's an opportunity to add any further, then I think that's something that, you know, I'll be talking with James and Martin about to do so. I really want to make sure that when basketball starts again, you know, we're in a really strong position to put ourselves, you know, where we want to be. We want to be competing this year. We want to be, you know, week by week, kind of improving, getting better. We want some talent. We want some experience. So, yeah, without a doubt, I think it's getting a grips with, you know, which players are returning, and you know, having good conversations with them. You know, analysing kind of what the team did this year, and looking at how we can make it as strong as we can for next year.
Fantastic to hear. So it's good to see as well. I can see in the background there you've got your Lions jersey already, so that's good.
Yeah, I've just finished building an IKEA flat pack. James couriered, you know, about 3 wagons of stuff through today. So I'd say, you know, I think it's that I appreciate little things, but you know, the type of person I am, I think that's the impression that I've got of the club. That's the, you know, that I've got, you know, little things like that are important. You know, my 4-year-old son hasn't taken his Lions top off in 2 days, so I think those, you know, those little things that he's really impressed with. So yeah, pleased to get a delivery yesterday.
Fantastic. Well, I know you and I are going to be doing another video a follow-on video soon, where we'll get to know you a bit more. You know, fire a few questions out there that I'm sure a lot of people, players and fans, will be thinking in their heads right now. So we'll get to know a bit more another time. But Martin and James, if I can just come back to you, this looks like very much a statement of intent, isn't it? Like, we're kind of leveling up here, aren't we?
Absolutely, Simon. It's James Darwin jumping in on that. Look, that's exactly what this is. James and I obviously worked together a lot last year to establish the club back into the National League, which I think we did pretty well. We got the systems and the processes and the games up and running. The team did quite well, finishing mid-table. We obviously couldn't finish the full season, but we had some awesome games, which I'm sure you remember, and beating some really, you know, some big teams when we were there and all day and everything was firing. We were really good, but it was, you know, bringing Marc in is that game changer. We have ambitions, and we talked about it for a while, you know, to be a top basketball club. You know, not just playing in the National League with the greatest respect to it, etc. We want to be at the top of the tree. And I think anything that certainly I want to do, and I know James and Marc are the same, if we're going to do it, we want to do it properly. You know, we don't want to just be turning up and doing our best and see what happens. You know, we want to smash it as much as we possibly can. The way we do that, from our perspective, is we bring the best people, the best team together that we can possibly get to put the best team actually on the court, on the sidelines coaching, and then also off the court as well. Get all the right people in the right positions. And then scale it up as fast as possible, because, you know, time waits for no one. If we're not doing it, someone else is. And bringing Marc in, you know, it is that game changer. It's a huge statement of intent, and I think it just shows that this is really happening for the people and support of the Teesside Lions. We are going places. You know, without sounding like another kind of chairman, we want to smash the league this year without a doubt. And James and I said to Marc, and, you know, very respectful of everyone on the club. We want to maintain our core of people, but we also want to add to it and, you know, bring additional knowledge and talent in there, and let the people who are there sort of integrate and learn and develop with them, and bring a huge success to everyone. Because, you know, the area, you know, has had hard times of recent, and it's not easy now, and you know, it needs some good things around it to sort of lift the spirits. And, you know, we're hoping that this will help and, you know, bring people to watch the basketball, enjoy the game, have that success, and just come out of those games buzzing like they did at times last year. And, you know, and I'm absolutely over the moon that Marc agreed. Can't wait to get things moving. I can't wait to sort of see that first game, get that first crowd, get that first win, get into the season, smash the league, get promoted. And, you know, the sky's the limit, it really is. And we'll be doing more, you know, important steps to bring that to the club in all different areas, from commercial and the team and the coaching staff, to make sure we've got the best team we can have to get ourselves to the top of the tree.
That sounds great, man. I've always said that we are the best sports team in Teesside anyway. We're supposed to have a football team. I can't remember the name. I can't remember the name of them now, but they're not doing us any favours. So we might as well be the best sports team in Teesside, so why the hell not? James, if I could come to you, I just realised something. Are you, in effect, sacking yourself?
Yes, I suppose so. Sacking myself. I think all egos aside, we have to. You're not
going to be bitter with yourself, are you? And like take it to like a tribunal against yourself.
We'll have a cuddle later on. No, I think that it's important to put, as Martin said, we've got to put the right people in the right places. I'm very busy with every aspect of the club. So the opportunity to bring, I mean, effectively, I've been chasing Marc for 12 months now, and we've had dialogue over those 12 months. And, you know, we came close a couple of times, even last season, to potentially doing something then. And we said that it has to be done at the right time, in the right way, to make sure that there is longevity about this. We didn't want it to be an impulsive decision. So I think we've done this in the right way. It is important to have. Well, I enjoy coaching, and I'm going to play some form of a role in the coaching unit of the club. And myself and Marc will spend a lot of time trying to develop a philosophy I think that we're both aligned with, that will flow down throughout all levels of the club into the community sessions. So I'll be active in that, but I'm more than happy and ecstatic that somebody of Marc's pedigree is the new head coach. I feel like I'll learn a lot from Marc. Marc's got international pedigree. He has very modern techniques, and he's a dedicated coach. In respect to myself, I share my time and energy among many roles, from coaching juniors to mini players to organising events to organising sponsors. And Martin's come on board and really had a massive impact in sharing the load off the court. And now to have Marc come into the play and share the load on the court, I think it's just, we're able to do so much more with the right skill sets in the right places. And it's not, people's egos shouldn't play a part. I think I'm very happy to kind of, whether I'm on the bench or not, I'm quite happy for Marc to have the final say, because he's earned that right in terms of what he's achieved as a coach. We have to kind of be very happy to have him at the helm. Following on from what Martin said as well, last year we announced plans to bring professional basketball to the area. Last season we developed the club, and we're attracting upwards of 500 people to basketball games in Division 3. And right now we've announced the Great Britain coach as the new coach of Teesside Lions. And you mentioned about statement of intent, and I think there's 3 statements of intent there, and the cherry on the icing is really Marc's announcement today, which will, I hope, give everybody a boost, especially within the club. We have many people in terms of players, young players, staff, volunteers, and players throughout the various teams that I think will be overwhelmed at such an appointment. I mean, maybe there's a few players that are thinking if they impress Marc, they might one day play for the Great Britain team. And I think we're going to be opening up a lot of dreams for a lot of players.
Absolutely, yeah. Finally, Marc, if we can just finish with you, it's like if you could give like a brief mission statement, if you like, because again, I know I said before we're going to be doing a follow-up video where we get to know you a bit better. But these guys, Martin and James, have worked on you, as you said, for the last nearly a year now. I'm guessing you share the same kind of ambitions, really, in terms of where the club is going to be going.
That's that's been the appeal of the project. There's I am I said in the first meeting kind of with James and Martin, my specialism is I'm a basketball coach, and I'm very aware of my skill set, and that's what I love. I love the challenge of bringing groups together and helping players develop, helping players improve, and getting guys to buy into the collective good. And one of the things that I am most proud of is the relationships that I'm able to have with players, and that's players that I've been demanding with and I've challenged a lot. And today my phone's been going crazy with a former player of mine who just he and I had a rough ride for 6 months or something. But I think understanding that long-term development and that long-term growth, and that's what James and Martin have assured me. Not just from kind of what they're saying, but kind of how they're saying it, how they're portraying the club. Where the club is at current, and I think the fact that the club is in Division 3, the infrastructure around it. You know, I think that is the appeal. So ultimately, that was the thing that, you know, I feel really, really motivated for, to be able to come in and ensure that the team are living and breathing, you know, what the club stands for. And, you know, people will be competing as hard as they can compete, and if they're not, they won't be a part of the team. It's that simple. You know, I want us to play with, you know, some pride. I want us to play with some excitement. I want us to play a brand of basketball that the guys can get behind. So that's the bit that I am extremely excited for. And I think the direction and the ambition, it's screaming through my screen at the minute. And I know, you know, when we're able to move past this situation and get together in person, that's the thing that I know all of us will be able to kind of work towards. And I think that's the really kind of exciting part, that, you know, different people with different skill sets, different specialisms, all working together. And I know that, you know, I can guarantee that we will do that on the floor. You know, I kind of after this, it's about, you know, getting the right guys together, and then ensuring that as soon as, you know, lockdown is lifted and we're able to get on a basketball floor, you know, we'll be competing to make kind of Teesside Lions proud and do as best as we can.
Absolutely, yeah. You mentioned a magic word there, pride. The Lions' pride is, of course, huge. It's hundreds and hundreds that come to every home game. And I know I speak on behalf of them. You're probably going to hear this a lot, gents. But James, first of all, I should say, you know, thank you so much for all the hard work you've done as head coach over the years. You've given so much to not only players, of course, but also their families, and you've given them so much happiness and pride in themselves, and, you know, probably literally changed lives. And you've watched these lads that Marc is now taking over grow up from, you know, probably smaller than what your Theo is now, especially Josh as well. And, you know, there's a lot of them are still there. A lot of them have gone on to bigger and better things, and, you know, they are the better off for having been under your tutorship, if you like. So I know everybody's grateful for that, and especially James and Martin. Thank you for bringing in Marc, and Marc, of course, thank you for agreeing to come on board. These are exciting times. So, gents, only thing left to say is, let's go Lions, let's go.
Thank you very much, Simon.
Thanks, Simon.